Of Brooklyn, where stories grow wild, to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark. Curtains rose and so did he, finding power in poetry. One voice, one mic, one sacred truth. Every word he spoke uncaged the youth. He saw the world try to silence the bold, but his soul was wired to break the mold. Now he walks in purpose, pure and true. He was born to speak to you. He's got that rhythm in his truth, that fire in his flow, speaking life into the moment, watch it grow. Every phrase, every beat, a breakthrough cue. Yeah, he was born to speak to you. Let the melody rise, let the message renew. He was born to speak to you.
Welcome to Born to Speak to You TV, where we're speaking life into the moments that matter. This isn't just a show, it's a movement. It's a space where stories are honored, voices are lifted, and truth has a mic. Each episode we dive into powerful conversations on identity, on equity, growth, healing, leadership, and the courage that it takes to speak up in a world that often wants us to keep quiet. Whether it's through personal testimony, community impact, or artistic expression, Born to Speak to You is where voices rise and change begin. Our mission is simple: to empower people to use their voice, own their truth, and build bridges of communication and understanding. So, sit back or lean in, because you're about to witness what happens when passion meets purpose. This is Born to Speak to You TV. Let's speak life. Welcome to the launch of Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and man, I am so pleased, blessed, and honored to have you with me for this pre-launch party. We have a great hour of things planned for you, and I want to just begin by going into the mission again for Born to Speak to You TV. The mission of Born to Speak to You TV is basically very simple: to encourage people to use their voice, to own their truth, and to grow, not only within themselves, but in their community, in their families, to grow in their jobs and grow the world and plant seeds of growth wherever they go, but mostly speak life into the moments that matter. And again, we want to thank you all for being here. This has been a mission of love for me. And I also want to thank DFN Broadcast Studios Productions. They are the network that we're going to be on, where you can see all episodes of Born to Speak to You TV. And today I want to also introduce the launch, the flow of this launch. We're going to have some testimonials from guests of mine. Some will be in the studio and on with me. Others have submitted videos and will not be here. But all of them are people that I have worked with, that know me as a person, the type of character that I have, and some things about what you can expect as a viewer of Born to Speak to You TV. As a keynote speaker, I've stood on many stages and shared my story, and I've learned how to set the event's tone, how to have fun and make a lasting impact. But I also learned that it's important to listen. Listen carefully. And I realized by listening that many people are holding powerful truths inside of them. And through this show, we're going to bring some of those truths out, truths that can help you on your journey, help me on my journey, and help them by sharing their truth with you and the world. A lot of people, especially in this day and age, want us to be silent, but we're going to flip the script totally on that. We're not going to be silent. We're going to give you instructions on how to grow. Maybe you want to be a manager. Maybe you want to get into project management. Maybe you want to be a teacher, or even if you're a forklift driver. We're going to give you tips and techniques and trainings that can help you get through your day and make it a more purposeful day for yourself and for everybody involved. Yes, this is Born to Speak to You. And I want to tell you just in a minute, how Born to Speak to You came to be. This is the name of my company, Born to Speak to You LLC. I am a professional speaker. I'm an author, and I am a distinguished Toastmaster. And it was through Toastmasters giving countless speeches, numerous evaluations over 12 years that I realized the Toastmasters program was a mirror. It was a mirror that showed me who I was and who I could be and how to get there. So again, here we are today with the launch of Born to Speak to You TV. And right now, I want to thank you for being a part of this celebration. And we will be right back in just a few minutes. Hi, this is Calvin Gibbs with Born to Speak to You TV. Here is your Born to Rise tip. Never quit. If you stumble, just get back up. What happened yesterday no longer matters because today is another day. So get back on track and move closer to your dreams and your goals. You can do this. You got this, but you cannot quit. When you quit, things fall through the cracks. Sometimes it's hard to get going again. So if you stumble, and we all do, just get back up. What happens yesterday, let it stay where it is in the past. It doesn't matter. Today is another day. And get back on track. Move closer to your dreams and your goals because you can do it.
From the streets of Brooklyn where stories grow wild to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark.
And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV, and I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs. We are so happy that you're here with us for this launch party of Born to Speak to You TV. Again, big props and thank you to DFN Productions. They are the host that will be hosting this show. And I want to tell you all a little bit about my journey. As you heard from the theme song, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. I came of age during the 1970s, and in the inner city of Brooklyn, New York, there was a lot of drugs, a lot of crime, gangs, things like that. And my mother raised two boys in all of that environment by herself. My father was fighting his own drug demons at that time. And my mother insisted that we get education. We study, that we do homework. Bringing home decent grades was high on the list. And I got engaged in that. I studied. I went to one of the top high schools in New York City, in the country at that time, Brooklyn Technical High School, where I had a chance to interact with people that didn't look like me, that didn't come from where I came from. I had a chance to learn from them and try to understand where they were coming from on their journey. We were all going in the same direction, but we had come from different places. And it gave me the opportunity to learn that we're all the same, despite race, color, creed, sexual orientation, religion. We are all the same. And we're all on the same journey to get to where we need to get to in this life. So as I began to transition into adulthood, I started going to a lot of theater on and off Broadway. I was enthralled by the big stage of Broadway and the lights and just the stories and the costumes. But I never thought about getting on stage myself because I didn't understand the power of words. I was shy. I stuttered. I was insecure. I didn't have the skills to do that. But I kept going to theater and I didn't really know why. I probably was the only person in my community that was going to the theater on a regular basis like that. But when I moved to Chicago in 1996, I joined a church that had a drama ministry, and I had the opportunity to join. I just joined to work the curtains, feeling that maybe I could meet some people in the church that way. And they were doing the Christmas story, a variation of it, the one about Scrooge. Well, the gentleman that had the lead of Scrooge didn't show up for rehearsal one day. And they called me. They didn't even know my name. Hey, guy on the curtain, can you read the part? And I read the part and we got through rehearsal. The next rehearsal, that actor didn't show up again. And they knew my name this time. Hey, Calvin, can you read this part again? And I read the part. I put a little bit more feeling into it. I became Scrooge and I got the part right from under him. And I also got bit by the acting bug. My journey began to learn more about the power of words. I knew that I had seen people transform lives from the stage, but now I was on the stage and learning how to use words and vocal variety to make people laugh, to make people cry, to make people wonder, to transform my message from the thoughts in my head to what they could hear and take home with them. And what a journey it was. I met my wife, who you're going to meet later on in this launch party. And we got together and we started a theater company, New Branch Theater Company. And we traveled around Chicago for 15 years as a nomadic theater company. And we did shows, musicals, dramas, comedy, dinner theaters. And we had a following everywhere we went because people said, I love the writing. I love the words that you and your actors are giving to us. And that helped me understand more the power of words. When I joined Toastmasters 12 years ago, I thought that I was going to build up my communication skills, but now I got a lot more than that. I also learned about being a leader, how to handle projects, how to handle conflict resolution, how to be a better listener, how to be a friend, a mentor, and a protege, but most of all, how to trust myself and find my voice even more. Through Toastmasters, I became a better trainer and I believe a better person as well. The person that I was 12 years ago, I'm not that person anymore. I can get on stage in a stage play as long as I know my lines and have prepared. I no longer have that fear. You know that those butterflies in your stomach, because I've learned how to speak. I've learned how to transform myself into from that little guy in Brooklyn, that teenage boy that was scared to talk, to not sometimes knowing when to shut up. But with that comes the authority, the responsibility to give my message to those that need to hear it. So, what can you expect on this show? You can expect to hear more about my personal journey through teachings, through webinars, some clips of videos of me training, but always with mindfulness in the background, always with something that you, the listener, and the viewer, can take away with you. We have a whole lineup for the first season already in place. There's going to be people that have overcome fear, people that have overcome dangers. We have people that have overcome and are still dealing with misogyny. Not only that, but we have great communicators, trainers, speakers, and the like, all for you on Born to Speak to You TV. And I am so excited to be able to bring this to you. Hopefully, you will tune in and you will understand what this mission is. Become a part of it, because this is not just a TV show, it is a movement. It's a movement to get people to realize their truths, own their truths, speak their truths, but most of all, be comfortable with who they are and where they are going. This is just a vehicle to help you get there. Just as Toastmasters was that vehicle for me to realize who I was, where I had been, and where I was going, and how to get there. It's a wonderful journey to be on. So right now, we are about to take another short break, and we'll be right back with more. This is Born to Speak to You. This is Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and we'll be right back. This is Calvin Gibbs with Born to Speak to You TV. Here is your Born to Rise tip. Never quit. If you stumble, just get back up. What happened yesterday no longer matters, because today is another day. So get back on track and move closer to your dreams and your goals. You can do this. You got this. But you cannot quit. When you quit, things fall through the cracks. Sometimes it's hard to get going again. So if you stumble, and we all do, just get back up. What happened yesterday, let it stay where it is in the past. It doesn't matter. Today is another day. And get back on track. Move closer to your dreams and your goals, because you can do it.
From the streets of Brooklyn, where stories grow wild, to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark.
And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV, and I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and welcome to the launch party for Born to Speak to You TV. Again, I want to thank DFN Broadcast Studios for being the host of this show, and we have still to come some testimonials. I have some guests that's here in the studio with me, but before we get into any of that, I still have a few minutes left to tell you some good news. You have a voice, and you were born to use it. Yes, you have a voice, and you were born to use it. Now, some of you may think I'm not a speaker. No one cares what I have to say, or I'm not important enough. Believe it or not, once upon a time, I thought these very same things. But I learned that everybody has a story, everybody has a voice. And once you learn to use it in any capacity, and I'm talking about using it on a regular basis, it's like going to the gym and pumping iron and pumping iron. And those muscles, those biceps, they get stronger and bigger every time you work out. Well, it's the same thing anytime you speak. Anytime you speak your truth, you get stronger. Your vocal muscles get bigger. You get more confidence, and you're willing to take more chances. And soon you'll be just like me. You won't be able to be quiet, especially when there's opportunities to grow, to help someone, or to make a difference in this world. So your story is your superpower. Believe it or not, we all are some type of superhero. We all have some type of superpower, and your story is your superpower. Use it to your advantage. Now, I must say, with superpowers come a lot of responsibility. Sometimes your superpower can put you into situations where you may find it a little uncomfortable, but that's okay. One thing that I've learned over these last 12 years about being uncomfortable is that's a position that I love to be in, because when I'm uncomfortable, that's where I find growth. That's where you find growth. When you're uncomfortable, that's when you're doing something that you haven't done before, that you're going beyond where you have been. You're stretching yourself. And trust me, that's a good place to be, because once you start stretching yourself and going places that you haven't gone before and saying things that you haven't said before, you're going to open up whole new worlds for yourself. So yes, it's your superpower. And remember that you have survived something that someone else could be still going through. You survived something that someone else still could be going through. How much better would your journey have been if you had had someone to tell you exactly what you're going to go through, and some things that they did to make it better, some give you some options. Everybody doesn't know everything. And you might be in a situation that's kind of dark, or maybe you just don't know where to go to, where to turn to, who to talk to. But you find this person that has been through a similar situation, a similar struggle, and you can listen to them and get some tips, maybe even ask questions and get a better outlook on how you can move forward. Moving forward. Let me tell you about moving forward. Moving forward is always the position that you want to go in. I believe in looking backwards only to see where I came from. My focus is always going forward. People have asked me, Calvin, why? Why a streaming TV show? Well, because 3 Distinguished Toastmasters Awards is enough. That's in the past. I did that. I experienced that. I've learned from that. I'm giving my benefit of knowledge from that. But now it's time to focus forward. And that's what I'm asking each of you to do with this TV show. Tune in. Find the nuggets that's going to be taken out of each and every show. Focus forward and move forward. And you'll find yourself getting closer closer to your goals, closer to success, whatever that may look like for you. I say this with all sincerity. If I had not gone through what I've been through, I would not be going where I am going. I would not be here today, and I would not be going forward if not for the struggles that I went through. So there's lessons to learn from what you've been through. Just don't live there. It's okay to turn around and look and see where you came from, what you've been through, but don't relive it too much. Don't live in the past. Keep moving forward. And with that, we're going to take another break, and then guess what? I am going to start introducing some of my guests that's here in the studio with me. So you're not going to want to miss this. Please stay tuned. This is Born to Speak to You TV, and I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs. We'll be right back. And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV. This is our launch party. Our launch party for Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs. And man, we are having a good time today. I'm enjoying myself because I'm excited that this TV show is finally going to get on the air, and I will be able to help change lives, help you understand where you're going and how to get there unscathed. Right now, we're moving into the part of the show where I do have some guests. As I said, they're in the green room, and we're going to bring them in and we're going to talk to them about some things. First, I would like to bring in Kaushal Gupta and Amy Rath. Kaushal Gupta and Amy Rath. We're also going to see videos from those two in just a minute.
My name is Kaushal, and I met Calvin through Toastmasters International, of which we're both longtime members. When he invited me to join his Diverse Talking Heads podcast, I was excited. Calvin's not only great at speaking, he's also great at bringing people together to discuss challenging issues and shed light on new perspectives. He leads us by showing that he's not afraid, and that inspires us to also not be afraid. So I'm excited by what he's doing with Born to Speak to You. Calvin's bringing his talent, his compassion, and his fire to a larger audience. From Toastmasters to podcasting to broadcasting, Calvin, you've done a lot of good for the world, and I can't wait to see what you've got in store.
Hey Calvin, congratulations, good luck, and best wishes. I can't wait to watch.
All right. And we have with us Kaushal Gupta and Amy Rath. Hey guys, how you doing? Thank you for those great videos. I was touched. I am moved. This is my first time seeing them in their entirety. I didn't want to see them before this moment so that my emotions would be real. So thank you both. And for you, the audience, Kaushal and Amy are regular panelist on Diverse Talking Heads podcast. We're going into our 5th season, I believe. We started it in 2021 after all of the racial problems that was going on in the U.S. after the summer of 2020. And I wanted to use whatever platform I had to try to address what was going on in the world, but I wanted to do it from a diverse point of view. So I got together a group of people, different backgrounds, different sexual orientations, different religions, and Diverse Talking Heads was born. We've swapped out members along the way, but the show is still good. It's still strong, and we're going into our new season. Just next week, we're going to start our new season, and I'm happy for that. But I got some questions for you guys. I'm going to ask Amy. You've seen uphand and close and personal, the type of preparation that I do. Can you speak on that just a little bit?
Absolutely. Calvin, you are so thoughtful in your presentation. You really bring very real topics to the table. You make sure that they are thoroughly researched, and you hold us accountable too in terms of making sure that we come prepared to speak on the topic, both with our thoughts, but with research and preparation that we've done as well. You don't hold back, and you really ask a lot of us, which I think is what makes this show so wonderful. So, Calvin, incredibly, incredibly thoroughly prepared. I don't know where you find the time.
I don't either, but who needs sleep? Sleep is overrated, right? And thank you for that, Amy and Koshal. I'm going to ask you to just speak briefly, very briefly, on if you have any thoughts about my professionalism on the podcast. And you talked a little bit about Toastmasters, but give us a little bit more, please.
Sure. Calvin, I had already known you for years through Toastmasters, so I already knew the professionalism that you brought to the stage as a speaker and as a leader. And then when you invited me to join the podcast, that showed me a whole new dimension of communication and interaction. And being a podcast host is a lot different from being a speaker, especially when you're dealing with difficult topics to speak on. You have to create a space where people feel welcome and can say what they want. So that's a whole other level of professionalism that I saw about you. So that's how you help me learn what it really takes to create a space where everyone feels welcome and doesn't feel the need to be silent.
All right. Well, thank you both for those testimonials. I'm going to ask you to just enjoy the rest of the show. And I know we're going out for dinner later on this evening. I look forward to seeing you, and I'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye. And next, we have some more guests that's here with us today. I want to bring up videos from Valerie Smith and the love of my life, my wife, and Sonia Gibbs. Valerie Smith is the district director, District 30 Toastmasters here in Chicagoland. And my wife of next week will be 23 years, and Sonia Smith have both submitted videos with some kind of testimonial, and I look forward to hearing from them very shortly. Right here on the launch party for Born to Speak to You TV, where I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs, and you can always expect to see me wearing a hat. I love my hats as part of my brand, and I think we are ready, just about ready, to bring up Valerie Smith video and Sonia Gibbs video. And Valerie Smith is the district director for District 103 Toastmasters, not District 30, That was a faux pas on my mistake, on my part. And we'll have those videos up in just a second. Meanwhile, for those of you that are watching through the live stream on Facebook or StreamYard, please feel free to send some messages through the chat. Would like to hear from you and see what you feel about this launch party, any questions you may have, and we'll take it from that point. Right now, the videos are ready, and here we go.
Hey, my name is Valerie Smith, and I'm here to talk to you about Born to Speak Television. The founder of this great television is Calvin Gibbs. You are going to be transformed. You're going to be changed. You're going to be uplifted. If you're looking for your purpose in life, you need to watch Born to Speak television, because Calvin Gibbs is a great speaker. He's going to be not only speaking, but he's going to be speaking to guests that's going to share their testimonies, that's going to share their stories. This is a place to be. Born to Speak television, where you're going to be uplifted, you're going to be changed, and you're going to be transformed. Come to see Born to Speak if you're wanting to hear great content, you want to hear the message, because we're living in a time of a dark world. And what better place to be is to listen to Calvin Gibbs speak on topics that's going to bring the light out of many, because you will be transformed.
Have you ever wondered about a specific topic, but you didn't know how to get the answers? You didn't know where to go? I am going to share with you some inside knowledge that I know. If Calvin comes across something that he doesn't understand or he wants to know more about, he's going to dig that information out. And then he's going to share with his audiences and let them know what they are in for. You may not know the intricacies of certain things, but he'll break it down for you and give you the knowledge, share information, speak to you and with you, not at you. These are enjoyable things and enjoyable topics that will be covered in Born to Speak to You. Now, I do want to share this about Born to Speak to You. Calvin also does trainings. So when you're watching the Born to Speak to You TV shows, give an ear, give a listen, send a note, send an email, send a request at Born to Speak to You. Enjoy. I appreciate the hard work that you have done, Calvin, and it shows in your videos, it shows in your communications, and it shows your dedication. Enjoy. Born to Speak to You.
All right. Well, thank you, Valerie, and thank you, and Sonia. I really enjoyed those videos. Again, I didn't see them until just now in their entirety. So thank you very much. And we also have with us another guest who didn't have the opportunity to submit a video, but she's going to be a guest on an episode of Born to Speak to You in the next few weeks. That's Florence Renee. Hey, Florence. Thank you all for being here. And I do have a question for each of you. Valerie, let's start with you, because I've worked with you in Toastmasters and you have an idea about my leadership skills. I'm going to ask you to delve down a little bit and maybe speak about the preferred trainer, me as a preferred trainer.
Yes, I think you're a great preferred trainer. You allow people to learn new skills, and you're very knowledgeable, very passionate about teaching others. And when you're a preferred trainer, you have to know how to reach people, because everybody can't learn the same. And with Calvin, he breaks everything down in micro bites and he makes it interesting. And the thing is, he's a true trainer. He's a true speaker. You know, he's a person who understands the content and to get it across to any audience. So I just think that being a preferred trainer, it takes a lot of skill and is a gift to have also. And so I really enjoy going to Calvin's training, especially in Toastmasters. Wherever he is, I'm there. I'm definitely there. If I'm
Thank
not
you,
there,
Valerie.
yeah, so it's great.
Thank you so much, Valerie. And
Yes.
next, Florence is going to be a guest on an upcoming episode. And I want to ask you, Florence, what are you expecting from your experience with Born to Speak to You TV?
I am honestly expecting us to have fun, a good time talking about things that matter, career, opportunities, professional development, self-growth, and have some fun in between. So I think I'm excited for the episode myself. And I know after I have a chance to go watch it as a viewer, even I will have something that I will take away from it. So I'm really expecting um, to leave some impact, to leave some nuggets and impact people, basically. That's the goal, always.
Oh, all right. That is the goal always. And yes, we are going to have some fun. I don't believe in doing things and not finding opportunities to smile and laugh.
Yeah.
So we're definitely going to do that. and and Sonia, I saved you for last because you know me the best. And I just want to first of all thank you for that video that touched the heart. I know that you know the struggles and not only that, but the preparation that I go through. Podcasts, whether it's a speech, whether it's a training, you know the process. But I want to ask you, because you've been my backbone, you've been the voice in my ear, you've been the push in my back. Where do you think Born to Speak to You can make the TV can make the most impact? You're on mute. Can't hear you.
That's a good question. And first, let me say this, that you are a very hardworking man. People don't notice this or they don't know this about you. And you are dedicated to whatever you decide that you want to do, or if someone asks you to do something, and you try to do your best to put your best foot forward. And this is evident of putting your best foot forward and coming up with the concept, actually being approached by Barbara with the idea. And you said, that sounds like something I might want to do. And I just want to tell you that I'm proud of you. I've seen the work that you've done. I've seen the stress. If you had hair, you'd be pulling it out. But I think this is a fantastic step on the journey of you being able to get out there and speak to more people, because this is going to be a global stage, not just a local stage, which you've been speaking on in Illinois, and sometimes you've been going out of state to speak, but this is now putting you on a global stage where you can get your message out and feature people that you've come across or encountered that have messages as well. And I think by you opening up this platform, it is fantastic to be able to share that. And that is something that you have inherently, is you are a sharer and you like to express where everyone else comes from. You give them an opportunity to speak their piece, even if you don't agree with it 100% all the time, but you allow people to speak their piece. And I think this is what this platform, Born to Speak to You, is going to do. And I'm proud of you, man. Don't make
Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry. No, thank you very much for that, honey. You know, I've heard the word a lighthouse to the world, and Valerie mentioned something about a light. That's something that I said way back when we started the podcast, Diverse Talking Heads. I have my little flashlight and I see areas of darkness in the world, in our homes, in our schools, wherever it may be. And I just try to flash some light on that darkness, because where there is light, there can be no darkness, right? And I know that by myself, I can't solve the darkness, but if I can expose it, then I've done a good deed. So that's what I try to do. And I want to thank you three queens for being here today. Thank you for the testimonials. And most of all, my queen and Sonia, thank you so much, honey. And I will see you later. I will see you all later.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
thank you. And we do have one more video from a person that could not be here. His name is Chris Langhammer, and he submitted a video that I'm dying to hear from. Chris was my team lead in my last corporate America job. So, Chris, if the video is ready, take it away.
I love the mission of Born to Speak to You. Calvin, my brother, keep up the good work. I love you, and I love this content. Keep going, my brother. God bless you.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Chris. And yes, we've gone through a lot of things together, and we both have come out on the other side very well. So we are now going to take another short break. And when we come back, we're going to wrap up this launch party with a bang right here on Born to Speak to You TV. This is Calvin Gibbs, and this is the segment we like to call Born to Rise. I'd rather have an enemy who admits they hate me instead of a friend who secretly puts me down. Yes, I would rather have somebody that says, Calvin, I do not like you, because I know where that person's coming from. They're being honest. They're being truthful. I know which category to put them in. But when you have a friend who secretly puts you down behind your back, say they got your back when they're talking to you, facing you, and then secretly behind your back, they're talking about you, they're laughing at you, they're hoping you don't be successful. Now, give me the enemy. Give me the enemy any day that admits that they hate my guts instead of a friend, or what I perceive to be a friend, who secretly puts me down. That's your tip for today. This is Born to Rise, and I'm Calvin Gibbs. This is Born to Speak to You TV.
From the streets of Brooklyn, where stories grow wild, to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark.
And we are back. This is Born to Speak to You TV. I'm your host, Calvin Gibbs. And this is the last few minutes of this launch party. Man, I hope that you all have picked up on the vibes that is going to be Born to Speak to You TV. Because again, this is not just a TV show. This is a movement. This is a place where voices are heard, stories are told, and truth has a mic, and you are all invited. Some of the upcoming show episodes that we have in the can, we're editing them and making sure that they're going to be perfect to present to the world. Is we're talking about training people, using art, expressive ways to help people relax, kill anxiety through the use of arts. It may be painting, it may be Tai Chi, it may be different things, but it's going to be about using artistic expression to help you relax. We're also talking about communication skills. Yes, fighting fear. Some people have said that speaking in public is the worst thing in life, that they would rather give a eulogy at a funeral than be in the casket than give a eulogy at a funeral because they're so afraid of speaking. Well, we're going to give you some tips on how to put that fear in its right component. You saw the video, the commercial for MGS, that's mindset, grind, and success. Have you ever not wanted to get up in the morning to go to work? Have you ever just got tired of the grind of everyday life, doing the same thing over and over and over? That is the grind. Well, we're going to show you how to get your mind right. You have to do that first. Get your mindset correct, and then you can do the grind and get to your success. But one thing about the grind, you can't cheat the grind. You cannot cheat the grind. The grind knows how much time, how much effort, how much of sweat equity you've put into it. And you can only get out of it what you've put in. Just remember that. And that's one of the show episodes that's coming up. We also have another show episode on project management. It's going to show you a little bit about how to go from the beginning of a project to set goals along the way and carry it out to completion. A lot of people have problems with time management, goal setting. We're going to help you understand how to do that better. We're going to talk about leadership. We have some members of Toastmasters, one of my clubs, and we're going to come in and talk a little bit about leadership. We are a high-performing leadership club, and we're going to share some secrets as to how this club has performed at a high level for 20 years. Yes, and not only that, we're going to help you understand how to use your voice. It doesn't have to be your voice in a microphone, or your voice on a stage, or your voice on Zoom. We're going to talk about different ways to express yourself. Maybe write a book, maybe through murals or paintings. Okay, there's a whole lot of different ways that's coming up. I don't want to give them all away right now, but this is all about expanding and growing and learning. Excuse me. And what we ask of you is that you go to the Born to Speak to You YouTube page, that you subscribe. You can leave comments there. If there's something you like or you don't like or something you want to see, let me know what's going on with you. And we will definitely read every comment that's put in there. And you can also find us. We're going to be on DFN Broadcast Studios network website. And we're going to have that come up right under the box here in a tickler. DFN Broadcast Studio, the web address for that as well. This is where the shows will host. And guess what? Our show is going to tape on Monday, September 8th. Yes, this coming Monday, but it's going to be available September 15th, and then every Monday after that. So September 15th at 9:00 a.m. Central Time is when you can see the very first episode of Born to Speak to You TV. I am so excited about that. Man, I am so excited. I've been getting calls from family. I've been getting emails from friends. I've been getting text messages from friends. My Facebook page has blown up. I see that Born to Speak to You Facebook page has probably more viewers than we've had over the last few months. It seems like everybody is coming to it. Yeah, this is a movement. Y'all come on in. Put September 15th on your calendar, 9 o'clock at Born to Speak to You page. I should say the twos are the number 2. Please keep that in mind when you put it in your search. Born number 2, Speak number 2, You TV. And also DFN Broadcast Studios is where you can find the home of Born to Speak to You TV. I want to thank everybody that was a participant today. I want to thank all of the guests that came out. I want to thank everybody that submitted a video. I want to thank all that are watching online. If there's any comments from online, I'm going to ask them be sent to me in the chat so I can address them in the next few minutes. And I also want to thank my wife and Sonia, who is always in my corner, always, as I said, my voice in my ear. And sometimes we need that. You know, I am a motivational speaker, but sometimes the motivator needs to be motivated. And my wife is definitely someone that I can bounce ideas on. She gives me the benefit of her knowledge and experience, and she doesn't tell me what to do, but she helps me figure out the pros and the cons as I navigate this thing called life. And I thank God for her. So there's a question. How can I get on Born to Speak to You show? Well, you can contact me by email. My email is just the same as the show, born to speak to you at email.com, or you can send it to born to speak to you at gmail.com. And someone will be in contact with you. We'll get your resume and see if any of the upcoming shows is something that you will fit into, or maybe just get an interview from you about what you do and how you would fit in to the Born to Speak to You TV family. Okay, I don't see any other questions at this time. So, signing off, I'm your man, Calvin Gibbs, and it's been a pleasure. And always check out Born to Speak to You TV, and remember to speak life. Speak life into the moments that matter, because these moments that matter then could not always be here. Moments come and then they go. But when you're speaking life into the moments that matter, they go a lot further. They stay a lot longer. And I will see you at the next episode.
Of Brooklyn, where stories grow wild, to the glow of the stage where the dream meets the child. A quiet flame, a hidden spark, drawn to the words that lit up the dark. Curtains rose and so did he, finding power in poetry. One voice, one mic, one sacred truth. Every word he spoke uncaged the youth. He saw the world try to silence the bold, but his soul was wired to break the mold. Now he walks in purpose, pure and true. He was born to speak to you. He's got that rhythm in his truth, that fire in his flow. Speaking life into the moment, watch it grow. Every phrase, every beat, a breakthrough cue. Yeah, he was born to speak to you. Let the melody rise, let the message renew. He was born to speak to you. Yeah, that's the cue. He was born to speak to you. Speak life into the moments that matter.